Did you get it in there?
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? Tonight I'm gonna do a video about Coleman lanterns. It's one of my favorite preps. I started collecting Coleman lanterns about I say 15 to 20 years ago. I had an uncle give me a couple of them, and it took me like 2 years to get it started. And when I finally started learning about them and getting into them, I realized how cool they were. So I started collecting them. And I ended up with about 100 Coleman lanterns, give or take. But now I'm down to about 50. I've sold some, got rid of some. It was just too many. The wife, who's videotaping right now, Miss Niecy. Say hi, Niecy.
Hi.
So anyway, after I started collecting them and getting into the research of them and figuring out how they work and how to fix them and how to get little gadgets for them and little extras that used to come with them way back in the days. You know, well, not way back in the days, but I really got into them big time. So I have a little bit of my collection right here that I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna talk about them and see what y'all think. But first, I do want to say, for any of the kids, teenagers, anybody under 18, anybody who really doesn't know what they're doing with a Coleman lantern, has never messed with one before, you really, really want to be careful. For the kids, you want to have a parent. If you're an adult and you've never messed with a Coleman lantern, you want to do some research, maybe watch some more videos. I may not be able to give you all the info you need to know. You can always email me or comment, and maybe I can answer questions if you have any. But safety first. This right here, I have it in the house. Now, I'm not going to light any of these in the house. I just have them in here. I'm going to take a couple outside later and light them. And I have one lit out there right now. I don't ever light lanterns in the house. But I always keep this with me whenever I'm fiddling with them and messing around with my Coleman lanterns. Safety first. Safety first.
Safety first.
All right. So anyway, what we got here is I have a propane style lantern. I have a couple Coleman gas lanterns. And I have the one that I had in the video that I shared earlier today, which is a kerosene lantern. I converted it to kerosene because the gas is cheap. It produces heat. It's pretty neat and fun to play with, fun to turn one into a kerosene. This is like one of my favorite lanterns. But it has a little preheat cup in there. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe you'll be able to see it later. I'm going to light this tonight so everybody can see it. But anyway, then I have this old boy. And this is what I would call a Frankenstein, because I use different parts from different lanterns to put it together. This tank or font is actually off of a mil-spec lantern, a military lantern. And you can see this is where you would store extra tools and mantles for the lantern. Because, you know, the military lanterns, they would be out in the field. So they would have to have something to fix the lantern right where they were at. But also on this, I have the amber globe, which keeps bugs away. And collectors love them. And then the rest of the parts to it, it's probably 3 or 4 different lanterns in this one lantern. But it's nice. I don't even light it. I put it all together and just leave it the way it is. So pretty. Then I got what they call the turd. And this is a 275. And both of these lanterns actually run off a Coleman gas. And I made this. This is like a cage globe. It was just something to do. Thought it was pretty neat. I seen it online somewhere. Somebody had them, and I decided to make my own. So it's pretty cool. She's all beat up, but she runs like a dream. That's the thing about Coleman lanterns. There's Coleman lanterns out there today, 100 years old, that still work just like a brand new one you would pick up out of the store. You just got to do a little maintenance to them to keep them going. Now here's another one. This is a beauty. She's an old school. I think she's from the 60s. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's from the 60s. It's got a handle on it, so you could carry it with the shield. It's got the safe on the bottom, and that's where you can keep like an extra wrench, extra manuals. It's got the flicker, so you can flick light it. It's a little sparker. It's got a flint in it. It's kind of like a Zippo. Huh. But you turn it on and then you flick it. But they don't work all that great all the time. I noticed that they work better on the propane lanterns because propane's easier to start. And then I have this little one here. This is just a little one that hangs off a chain. Something small. It goes onto those little green propane tanks. You just screw it on the top, fire it up, and you got some light. It's pretty nice. It's a Coleman. And that's propane, and this is propane. And this is actually old school propane. Modern day propane lanterns don't have a generator. The generator is a tube that runs up in there that the fuel comes up in, and it turns like Coleman gas into like a mist or a gas. So it burns the manuals and makes the light. The propane ones nowadays, they don't have a generator. But these, back in the days, this is an old style. This actually has a generator in it. And this is a single manual propane lantern. Found this at a yard sale. I think I paid $4. Still works great. I think this is from the 70s. Then the big beast, got the mil spec. This ain't Coleman. This is I think it's SMP or something like that, and it has the United States. What would you call that? A shield.
That's the logo, I believe. For
it's a removable. It keeps the light down. They used to use these. They used to use these in the medical tents. So they wanted to shine the light down so the doctors could see them working on patients and stuff. So they were really important to the military. And it has the little funnel on there. It has a single mantle. And what's great about these, the mil spec lanterns, I got this on Facebook Marketplace for $15. And it didn't come with the shield. I ended up getting the shield from a Coleman collector. We traded. I traded him an old funnel, and he traded me this shield, which was an awesome deal. He was a great dude. Great community in the Coleman collectors. But anyway, the mil spec lanterns, they're supposed to run off of anything. You're supposed to be able to find anything out in the field and put in them, and it'll burn it. They have a weird generator in it that's shaped like a question mark almost. And you're supposed to be able to put gas, kerosene, diesel, alcohol. If something liquid will turn to gas, it should burn it. And that's why they made them that way. That because you're in a war or something and you have this lantern and you run out of gas. If you got some alcohol laying around to wash your face with or something, you pour it right up in there and you got some light. So then, moving on to the next, I have some cases. And they're just Coleman cases. But these actually hold the 220s, this style lantern. It's just to protect it. It's a nice little case. I think they run like 17 or 18 bucks on Amazon. And I have an old school clamshell case. And this holds the fat hats. You'll see this hat. This hat is a little fatter than this hat. We call these big hats. And this is a 228 and this is a 220. But this clamshell here will hold either one. Fits right inside. You open it up. It goes right in there. It's even got a little storage compartment where you can put some manuals. Keeps a funnel in here so you can funnel. Your fluid. And it has a little filter inside the funnel. Can you see that? The blue?
Yeah, it's dark in there. That's the funnel.
Yeah, that's a funnel.
The filter.
But yeah, these are really nice cases, but they're hard to come by. I found mine through yard sales, estate sales, and marketplace on Facebook. And then they have the smaller version, which you can see the different sizes in them. And they hold like the newer Colemans, the little 228s, I think they are 228s. This might hold the dual fuels. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I think, let me see what I got in here. Yeah, I have an adjustable 2-mantle with the picket fence globe. It's nice, but it's a smaller lantern compared to the 220. You can see it's a little bit smaller. All right. Now, I wanted to show you the one that had the safety tool, the safe on the bottom. This is actually the safe right here. You see it's got a little clip on it.
Oh yeah.
And that's the bottom of it.
Yeah.
But you put mantles, you put your little wrench to tighten stuff up. You can put a little bit of oil in there because you got to oil up your pump to pump it up. You got to keep this oil. And that fits right on the bottom. And then you just clip it together, and boom, you got some extra stuff with you, so you never run out.
Nice.
And I don't think they sell them anymore from the store. You got to find those too. And sometimes you'll find them cheap. Sometimes somebody will want 20, 30, 40 bucks for them. But, you know, what can you do? This is just a hose. This will adapt like your Coleman stoves. You could probably do your lanterns with it. I never use it on a lantern. I use it on a stove, a Coleman stove, which that'll be another video. I'm just going to do lanterns tonight. But just wanted to show you in case anybody's wondering what you would get to hook up a stove. There it is. An extension hose. All right. Now, this right here actually holds my pressure-matics. Oh. Now, a pressure-matic. Oh. All right, that right there is a pressure-matic.
What's a pressure-matic?
And a pressure-matic is actually, you open it up, you pop one of these bad boys in there. What's it called?
Those
CO2 cartridge.
Yes.
You put that in there, and when you put the cap on, you start screwing down. And once you screw it down so tight, it actually pokes a hole in the bottom of the CO2 cartridge. This actually goes on the font. You take off the gas cap, you screw this down on there, and then you tighten this down, and it shoots pressure into the font, so you no longer have to pump up your Coleman. But there's one thing I want to say about these. They don't sell them anymore. You can't buy these in the store. I think they stopped selling them either late 70s, early 80s. People still collect them and stuff like that. And in an emergency, this would probably be good to have if the pump fails and you have no way of getting anywhere and you need some light. You could pop this on there. It would put pressure in your tank and you could light your lantern up. But you don't really want to use these, because if you have this on there and something goes wrong with the lantern, springs a leak, starts hissing out of places it's not supposed to, a seal breaks in the lantern somewhere, there is no way to stop the pressure. With the pump, it's barely the pressure of what this does. This puts a major amount of pressure inside your lantern tank. And it's like if one thing goes wrong, you could be in some world of trouble. So I never use them. But I collect them a little bit. I'll keep them on hand too for an emergency. I'll keep one with me if I go fishing or if I go camping. They're pretty neat. And then for the pressure-matics, you gotta have the CO2 cartridges, which I just ordered online. I forget, it's been years since I ordered them. And then I got some extra mantles down here, some old school mantles, some Some manholes they don't sell anymore. Some gold top manholes. Some silk light manholes. You know, these are all manholes that they don't make anymore. There's something about the way they were made they figured was dangerous, so they had to change the formula and go to another manhole. And now the manholes are not as good as they used to be. So I try to keep these for as long as I can because they are the best manholes to use. I love them. All right, so now I'm gonna show y'all my baby. I do a lot of fishing. Love fishing. So what I do, I fish on shore. I don't have a boat. Never really been big on boats. I mean, boats are cool, but I've never been big on them. So I do a lot of fishing on beaches, and sometimes you gotta walk here and there and everywhere to get to a certain spot. So I took an old Stanley toolbox and I made a lantern holder out of it. It had the cheap plastic tires on there, but now it actually has some air-filled tires. And I just hooked it up. I put a PVC pipe, I ran a axle through it, and then hooked the tires to it. Then I took a door out of an old refrigerator that got broke, and I attached it to the front. Now this is where I keep my Coleman my Coleman gas, and you can stick some other little things in there. And I put a little light on there.
Oh yeah.
Then I attached two of these, which are just, you know, little fishing boxes. And I got some extra tools and stuff in case I have to fix a lantern on the spot or anything, you know, little tiny little tools to help me get the job done if something goes wrong. Then I got a lighter, little fold lighter. And I just riveted, I used a rivet gun and just riveted these things to the top of the toolbox itself. And you can just roll along with it. Works really good. It works really good on the sand too. You'd be surprised how hard it is to roll stuff on sand. But you got them air-filled tires and it works pretty good. So then you open it up. Have a trusty pair of pliers. Got some stakes, some screw down stakes, because I actually have a lantern holder, but I couldn't find it. It's hidden in my garage somewhere. But here's some extra manholes, extra little parts, springs, generators. Then in here, and here's I'll open it up so you can see. I've got some oil for the pumps. I got tools to help fix it, extra generators. This is actually what I was talking about with the generators. This is what your fuel comes up through, and it turns it into a real fine mist or a real fine gas, and it makes it so it burns the manholes. And this is actually the filter that goes in the funnel.
Okay, we can see
and that filters out, that keeps any trash out of your your tank, your gas tank. And then just little bits and bobs, as they would say. Stuff for the Coleman.
This does go fishing with us, and we have used it.
Oh yeah, this is pretty much all I use when I go fishing.
Yep, we have used this.
Yep. And then inside, you pop that off.
Oh yeah.
And I have my old school trustees.
Oh, check it out.
These bad boys work no matter what.
Oh yeah, okay.
And they are old school. These are from the 60s. These are 220Es. And I have the extra manholes and everything in the little safes down low. These are my workhorses.
Okay.
I use these every time I go fishing.
Oh.
And this is actually, I think this, I might have added the top to it. I might have redone some things. These are not original, like the gas caps are different and everything. But these are my fishing lanterns.
Okay.
100%. If I go fishing, these go with me. And then, as far as that goes, that's about it. I'll show you the bottom of this. when I was placing the lanterns in here to make them fit, the top part of the toolbox, it wouldn't fit. So what I did is I put some styrofoam in there.
Oh, okay.
And I carved it out so it would hold the lanterns tight. So that way they wouldn't be banging around. I wouldn't break my globes. And
okay.
so, you know, you just come up with stuff. Had some stuff laying around and it works great. Now, you don't want to put them in there when they're hot. Like once you're fishing, you're about to leave, I always turn my lanterns off after I get everything in the car, and I let them sit 10, 15, 20 minutes, listen to the water, talk to the wife, because my wife's always with me when I go fishing. She fishes better than I do.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's about it.
Ah.
That's my this equals this.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, yep. And then these right here, these are poles. You screw them together and you can attach your lantern on top, a propane lantern. You can attach that on top, and then you actually put these on one of those 20-gallon propane tanks or a 5-gallon propane tank. And it actually holds the lantern straight up, like you just attach it all up and it starts shining. And you got 20 pounds of propane or 5 pounds or 10 pounds, whatever you have. And it also has multiple spots for hooking up. If you have a Coleman stove, you can use
Oh, the adapter. Yeah.
You can use the adapter to it and run your stove at the same time as your lantern is going.
Okay. Yeah.
Works really good. And that's a part of prepping. I mean, I don't know how many times we had the lights go out. And I mean, one time we had the lights go out and we were in the middle of cooking. And I had to run out, grab the Coleman stove, fire it up, because you don't want to just ruin the food. You fire it up and start cooking. And you have all this stuff. It's a part of prepping. It really is. It's great. So I just want to make sure I didn't forget nothing. Here's a little box of manuals. This is what you would see in Walmart if you went into Walmart. These are actually for the North Star lanterns. I had a couple of those, but I sold them. They just burn fuel too quick. I ain't a big fan of the North Stars. They look beautiful. They're built Ford tough, I guess you would say. And I'm not a Ford guy. But yeah, this is what you would see in the store in the single packs. I think I got these on sale. They had a huge sale on Coleman manuals because they had failures with the manuals. You would light them up first try and they would have holes in them, or they would burn irregular. So they actually, I think they just wanted to get rid of the whole stockpile. So all Walmarts put a flash sale on all their manuals. And me and the wife hit about, I don't know, 4 Walmarts and ended up finding, like, these are originally like $5-6 a piece. I was getting them for like 51 cents a pack.
Yeah.
And it was a Coleman group in Facebook. It was a Coleman, Antique Coleman Collectors group in Facebook. And that's where I got a lot of my ideas, a lot of my information. A lot of my research was just right there in that group. There's so many people in there that have so many lanterns and beautiful pieces. And they taught me so much. So it's a great group. I mean, if you get a chance, check it out. They'll teach you a lot. And they're very nice people. Probably 90% of them are preppers. They may not say it, you don't talk about it, but probably 90% of the people that collect and have Coleman lanterns, you know, they're preppers. And they're good people. If you have a question, you'll have 20 people jumping on there telling you every single detail you need to know. I mean, they're really nice people. So anyway, I think that's all for what I have in the house. What I wanted to do was walk outside and fire up a couple lanterns. I want to show you how I start the kerosene lantern, and I wanted to fire up the mil-spec lantern because it's a couple different ways of starting each one. And I think I have a propane out there still running if it's still lit. So we're going to pause it for a second, and then we're going to move outside, and I'll fire a couple up for you. See you in a bit. All right, we're back at you. Got the propane going. I built this holder. It's got a a Christmas tree. What is that?
Oh, the stand. Yeah,
The
the
stand
base,
for a
base.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
And then I just threw a piece of wood, screwed on another piece of wood, put a hook, and boom,
There it
got
is.
a lantern holder. So let me grab something real quick.
Okay.
All right. Can you see me?
Yep.
All right, I just wanted to show you real quick. Coleman gas, and you can also use this style. Can you see that?
Yes.
I don't know. It's not a whole lot of light.
Yes.
But this is what you use when they just take Coleman gas.
Okay.
Then the propane tank is actually this right here. For anyone that don't know, which I'm sure everybody knows, but this little green tank here is for your propane. And then that's what I was talking about, the 20-pound propane tank.
Right. Okay.
Oh, I got them right here. Look, they're sitting right on the table.
Oh.
You can get a
There you go.
And this right here, this is the big thing. I'm gonna talk about the kerosene right now, because kerosene is the most difficult to start, I would say, or you have to do the most to get it started. First thing you need is 91% alcohol, because you have to heat up the generator with kerosene. Kerosene is too thick, or I don't know what would be the words to explain, but kerosene is a lot heavier than regular gas. So you actually have to warm up the generator to warm up the kerosene to turn into a gas.
Okay.
And the main places that use kerosene are places like Canada or really cold places, because propane, in a certain degree, a low degree, you know, way below freezing, propane won't even work. It doesn't gas up. It just, you know, I don't know why. I'm not no professional about no propane, but I know up in Canada, 90% of the lanterns up there take kerosene. And you can buy kerosene lanterns. You don't have to make them yourself. You can actually buy one. They sell them. I think it's a $6.39 Coleman lantern. But up in Canada, there is some people that have some beautiful lanterns, old school kerosene lanterns. They are gorgeous. I love them. Canada knows how to take care of their lanterns. But anyway, you take some of this and you put it in one of these little bottles with, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see this?
See the.
It has like a little bent tube
Oh yeah.
on it.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna get a close up on this. There's a little cup in there,
Yes.
and that little cup holds the alcohol, and you have to start that on fire to actually warm up the generator that's in there, that tube that is sitting
Yes.
in the middle of it.
Okay.
And you let this burn and heat up that tube, and then you start the lantern. So
Okay.
let me go ahead and get it started.
Okay.
I'll do this, and then I'll start the mil spec, and then I'll start this one, because it
Okay.
takes a minute for the alcohol to burn off. Now you could go through this and light it up. You know, that's why you make this tube, is so you can get up in there and get to the thing to squirt it in there. I'll actually do it right now, but it's kind of dark out here, so I'm actually squirting the juice in there right now, filling it up. All right, I just filled it up. But what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this out and go ahead. It makes it easier. See if I can get that lit. Come on, light up for me, baby. Light up for me. It's the thing about Coleman lanterns. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes they don't want to cooperate, that's for sure. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. I think it's lit. A lot of times you'll light that alcohol and you won't even see that it's lit. Let's see if it'll light that. Nope. And this is the problem. All right, pause it real quick.
Okay.
Okay, we got it lit.
Oh yeah.
You can see the alcohol burning in there.
Look at that. Okay.
And then you just put the top back on. And you gotta let that burn off, because it's gonna, you want that generator to get pretty hot. So we're gonna take a
Okay.
pause from that one and go on to this one, and I'll show you. All right, let me take this off. And that's how that comes on and off. It just pops right up on this handle.
Huh.
Take that off. Then you unscrew the top. And now I'm going to show you the generator on this one. The generator is actually this curved thing right here. It comes up and goes down into the tube, but it curves all the way down in there. Can you see that?
Yes.
And with this lantern,
It's different.
it actually has a different kind of globe. It has a 4-piece glass globe.
Oh, okay.
So it takes 4 pieces. Now with this lantern, when you start this lantern, you're only supposed to give it like 2 pumps. Sometimes you don't even have to pump it. Sometimes you turn it on, light it, and it lights up. And it runs extremely loud. It sounds like an engine running. So let me see if I can get this thing started. The lighters will work. I'm not even going to pump it up. I'm just going to turn it on a little bit till I hear the gas. You'll hear gas hissing. Oh, we got something going on over here though. All right, let me give it a couple pumps. All right, that's a couple pumps. You're not gonna light for me, baby? Oh, she won't light for me. You wanna check that out?
I
though.
know, I
She
saw
got
it.
Ball by herself.
Wow. That one's
All right,
going.
here we go. Here we go.
There you go. Oh,
There we
look
go.
at that.
Now this lantern should have a. Oh, we don't want that to catch on fire. Now this does this. This happens. It leaks a little bit. These old mil specs. I'm gonna catch the whole my whole arm on fire and everything. Let me turn it all the way off and
There
calm
you
it
go.
down a little bit. But anyway, these.
Oh yeah, check that out. You can hear
Yeah,
it.
I put too much pressure. It's actually coming out the bottom a little bit. Well, it dripped down from the.
You can hear it.
Yeah, listen to it. Give it a second and it'll burn off.
Wow.
There we go.
You can hear it. It does roar.
And
Oh,
see,
no.
this is why it's dangerous, because you get a big flame like that and you burn down your house. But you stick this back on there.
And it comes out of the top because of the generator?
Well,
Or-
mil spec should have had a preheat cup.
Okay.
Because that generator needs to heat up.
Yeah.
Even more so than this one.
Right.
And I guess it's just the mil specs, but
Okay.
it will fire up. I mean,
Okay.
it will fire up.
Oh, wow, that's bright.
Boom.
Ooh.
And you hear how loud it is?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool, huh? So get it fired up. You probably back up off of it a little bit. I don't know.
That's very bright.
Hold on, people. Boom. And there's your mil spec.
Yeah, okay.
Now over here, I gotta get back over to this one because I'm about to fire her off. Now she's been warmed up. Should be ready to fire off. It's almost burned off the stuff. You want to be very, very careful. Please. Coleman lanterns ain't nothing to play with. They will start a blaze. There's been one time where one caught, the stuff started leaking, went all over the lantern. I had to hurry up, pick it up, and throw it out into the yard. And it didn't even ruin the lantern. Didn't even break the globe. I don't know how. I got lucky. But you gotta be real careful. All right, I'm gonna fire this up. You ready?
Yep.
You ready on the things? Boom!
Geez.
And you want to turn them all the way on. Now this bad boy right here, cheap to run. It runs off kerosene, puts out heat, good heat. If you got like a garage or a workshop or something that has some good ventilation, you could work this inside. I guess I don't do it. I only use it outside, but
That is very bright.
in an emergency situation and you're freezing to death,
Ooh.
if you had this lantern, you could warm yourself. You know what I mean?
It seems like the kerosene burns the mantles brighter than the gas because that's a very bright white light.
Well, these mantles here, those are the silk light mantles.
Okay.
Those are the old school mantles.
Okay.
These mantles over here,
Yeah.
those are the newer Colemans. You can see the difference in
Yeah,
the light.
definitely.
Plus kerosene does burn a little bit brighter.
Okay. The camera probably doesn't give it justice, but
No,
yeah.
not really. But all right, I
Okay.
think that's about it. Now, I didn't go into too much detail about how to run them, how to fix them, how to do too much to them. If you have any questions like that, or you really get a Coleman lantern and you need some help with it, you can just shoot me an email or shoot me a comment. I'm sure there's other guys out there that know a lot about it too. I'm not the only one. So I don't mind helping out. I can let anybody know anything. So just leave a comment, hit the email, and I got you. And I hope y'all enjoyed the video. It's definitely not perfect, but it is what it is. I hope y'all enjoy. And until next time, maybe the next one I do on my Coleman lanterns, I'll show you my whole collection, and it won't be so run on and yap 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 yap. So anyway, I hope y'all have a wonderful night. I'm glad y'all took a look. Like and subscribe if you want to. And have a great night. See you later.